Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. AMC stock is down about 3% today. This is a broader sell-off in the markets. Now, Nvidia is really the main culprit here. At least that's what it appears as if the reason why the markets are falling. Nvidia is down 6.25%. Now, I don't know if this is just market makers unwinding the some of the call options, reducing some of their exposure heading into Nvidia earnings. I don't know if this is a sign Nvidia earnings are going to be not as good as we're hoping for. I think guidance is really the big question. What's guidance going to look like from Nvidia? Now, there's no specific reason why Nvidia is down, but this is the worst day for Nvidia stock since 2022. Yeah, so that's a little bit crazy. Now, Dan Ives came out today and said that Nvidia stock is the backbone of our market. He said, quote, I'll just quote it. Nvidia's earnings are key for the tech world and broader markets, according to Wedbush analyst led by Dan Ives. When Nvidia holds its conference call this week, you will be able to hear a pin drop on trading floors across Wall Street. The Wedbush group continued in its Nvidia earnings preview note to clients. Now, you're getting a lot more of these, notes coming out from different investors and analysts that cover Nvidia. And I think the simple fact is, and really the reason why Nvidia is down 6%, is expectations are very high heading into Nvidia earnings. Kind of like what we seen last quarter. Nvidia gave us great earnings, great guidance, but the stock still sold off 2.5%. There was really nothing Nvidia could have said at that point that would, cause investors to get, even more excited. And at that point, Nvidia was only at like 507, right? And then ended up selling off about 2.5% the next day. You're still, even after today's 6% plus drop, you're still at $680 per share. So what is Nvidia going to say to, justify where the stock is? And I think the bigger question is GPU pricing. It's hard for Nvidia to continue to grow at such aggressive paces. Like, we're going to be coming off of 300% year-over-year growth. A lot of demand probably got pushed forward or pulled forward, yes, but also GPU pricing is on the decline in many parts of the world, at least for a lot of your gaming GPUs, your, let's call it, $1,000 to $2,000 GPUs. If you see pricing for the higher end GPUs, the $35,000 GPUs, get compressed, that's not going to be great either, because these GPUs that Nvidia is selling for $35,000, they're supposed to sell for like $8,000 to $10,000. The price has been inflated because so many people, so many companies have wanted to get their hands on them. If Nvidia does forecast pricing could, fall some point in 2023 or 2024, that's not going to be great for the stock. The stock is not priced for that. So we'll see what does happen. That's really the difference, in my opinion, between a 20% pullback and a 5 or 10% pullback following Nvidia earnings. I think it's almost a guarantee you're going to get a 5 to 10% pullback in Nvidia just based on where the expectations are and the fact that Nvidia's, they're not going to be able to say anything that gets Wall Street too excited for Nvidia at this point. But if there is pricing problems forecasted in 2024, that's where Nvidia could see a 20+% fall. And Nvidia, really, AI has incorporated so many companies, and that's really why companies are where they are right now. Some people think Microsoft alone has $1 trillion of value baked into it just because of AI. If Nvidia, the bellwether of AI, the godfather of AI, if you will, says, yeah, pricing's going to be a little bit, compressed, maybe demand slowing down or moderating. That's not going to boast well for a Microsoft, for a Google, for an Amazon, for an Apple, for that matter. Yeah, you're probably seeing a decent amount of hedging taking place today, but again, there's no news or anything specific that is causing Nvidia to fall. More than likely just pre-earnings jitters, or maybe if you want to get, put your tinfoil hat on, maybe someone somewhere knows something about Nvidia earnings. So we'll have to wait and see. Nvidia will report earnings tomorrow in after hours. Now, you will have some companies today in after hours reporting earnings, including Palo Alto, SolarEdge, Realty Income, Teladoc Health, Enovix, Caesars, Diamondback Energy, and Toll Brothers. Tomorrow morning, you will get Vertiv, Analog Devices, Wix, and HSBC, as well as some other names. Wednesday after hours, your big dog Nvidia, Rivian, Etsy, Synopsys, Lucid, Sonova, Dutch Bros, APA Corporation, Marathon Oil, and Suncor Energy. And then on Thursday, you're going to get a Moderna, Nikola, Fiverr, Wayfair, and Premarket. And Block, Carvana, Mercado Libre, new bookings, Intuit, Indie, Vail, and Live Nation that will report on Thursday. And then your one guy that's really notable here on Friday is Warner Bros. Discovery. So there is your earnings calendar. Nvidia really holds the key for this market because AI is just baked into so many companies, overall valuations, not even their business models. Like Microsoft, is Copilot AI really worth $1 trillion? Probably not. If that's really the added value that is assigned to Microsoft based on that, you could be in for a little bit of disappointment. Now, nonetheless, AMC stock is down about 3% today. It's only down about 14 cents. AMC stock is currently at $4.69 per share. And as I said in some of the last videos, if Nvidia just falls like 5% after earnings, it's not going to be terrible in my personal opinion for the broader markets and for AMC. It really depends what Nvidia says, right? If Nvidia does share demand concerns or pricing pressures coming, in the back half of 2024, then that's a bigger problem for all of your big tech. If Nvidia has good earnings, good guidance, same, status quo as usual, then I think, small cap stocks may be able to do a little bit better. I think you might get a broadening out of this market as Nvidia, does fall and give some of that back. Nvidia is actually losing about $100 billion of market cap value today. So a lot more money potentially now sitting on the sidelines after this drop in Nvidia. But again, I do still think AMC this week likely test the 50-day moving average at $5.16 per share. If you get a good week this week, then you could target that 100-day moving average at $6.88 per share. But that would be quite a large move to the upside. I do think we will test these levels at the bare minimum coming next week when AMC reports our earnings. Adam Aron apparently has some pretty important things to say, so we'll see if he gives us a commitment to not diluting shareholders or not. That would be very, very positive for AMC stock. Now, as far as stock twits, you are bullish today on the sentiment. Sentiment is at 63. That's better than yesterday's 57. Message volume is higher than yesterday's as well. Yesterday you were at 37. Today you're at 45. And the participation ratio is now high at 55. So more people talking about AMC. That's always going to be a good thing for AMC stock. Now, good news is we don't have a lot of economic data this week. We really didn't have anything today. Tomorrow you are going to get the FOMC minutes. That will come out at 2 p.m. It's not a speech. It's not a conference. It's just a report of basically what was said at the last meeting, maybe why the Fed did what they did. You might get some new details on the last Fed meeting, but really the only thing the markets care about is forward-looking policy announcements, right? If the Fed, for whatever reason, throws something in there that makes people question whether we're going to get a rate cut soon or maybe we're going to get rate cuts soon, that's what the markets will react to. Normally, it does give markets a move, either higher or lower, but it doesn't tend to, derail a day in either direction. It doesn't cause, markets to get super bullish or super bearish. That's because it's backwards looking, right? It's not forward looking. It's backwards looking. We've already, had a couple of weeks since the last Fed meeting. Now, if we take a look at the Ortex data for AMC, you do have short interest percentage of free float at 12.23%. $148 million worth of short positions currently in AMC. Days to cover 1.8. 30.63 million shares that are currently sold short. 32.7 million shares currently out on loan. Cost to borrow 1.04%. 50.17% utilization. And a short score of 64.11 out of 100. So Not the craziest numbers over here, but definitely incrementally getting better day by day. Expiring this Friday, you do have open interest to the call side and volume to the call side of about 72%. Open interest and volume today to the put side at about 28%. So really seeing some bullish orders coming in here. 3 trades from hedge funds and institutions today for March 15th, the $6 calls. One of them worth $10,000, another one worth $26,000, and another one worth $13,000. All in all, 3 orders totaling about $50,000 with a positive order value of 100% from hedge funds and institutions. Now, it's actually interesting today as well. 10-year treasury yields are actually down about 3.5 basis points, but it's not, it's just not affecting markets in a positive way at all, which is maybe a little bit of bad news, right? But we'll see. The percent of stocks above the 50-day moving average is at 52.15%. That is down about 6% today. Kind of just hanging out in this area. This number is actually not a terrible number, but you do have some of the worst breadth you've seen in our markets for many, many years. So not a lot of stocks are doing a lot of anything. And he is one angry man. But nonetheless, guys, that's my take on what is going on today. Again, if you have something else to share, if you have better information on what's going on with Nvidia, let me know down below in the comment section. But it just seems like some pre-earnings jitters and maybe, some fear out there. Maybe someone somewhere knows something, and maybe that's why the broader markets are selling off, as Nvidia is also selling off. Let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.